Thank you so much, Shilpa. And just going to give check with the team whether we are good to go. All right. So, hello everyone. How are you all doing? I hope you're doing. I hope it's a good Monday. In whatever ways, small, big. Um, I hope something uh, nice and something positive happened today. Because today we're presenting something really, really unique. It's an in depth way of space clearing that not only shows you immediate shifts, but amazing long lasting results. The author of this technique, Sushant Shah, is an expert in more than 19 modalities like Psych-K, star magic, graphology, astronomology, and more. He uses established techniques and combines them with his own study of energy to deliver 200% faster and effective results. So just imagine a normal modality, and then Sushant works with it and gives it a massive boost with his own unique approach. And voila, you have something that can work on, and we've seen that with his clients who've seen complete turnarounds in legal cases, in relationship issues, in family disputes, and more. Sushant, welcome to the Mystic Lotus Awesome Love and Health Tele Summit 2021.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ruchira, and a very good evening to all of you here on the call. Thank you very much for your time and being present here.
Sushant, I know you have a very nice, interesting experience, super special for our audience to begin the call with. So please take us through it.
Sure. So now all of you present here, we will do a very small process. This would particularly work very strong for anyone who have his third eye activated or who is a vegan, particularly also who doesn't watches too much of a TV, doesn't spend too much time on Netflix,
Oh gosh.
or who is into any kind of meditation. For them also this will work very strong. Yes, for
Okay.
others you might experience very strongly, some may experience it very lightly. Yeah.
All right.
Anyone who has learned star magic here,
We'll just ask in the
then
group. If
you
you've learned
might.
Star Magic, just raise your hand in the Telegram group and tell us. For the rest of us, Sushant, tell
Are
us a little
new.
bit about Star Magic.
Yeah, so star magic, as a one of the, it is known to be one of the world's most fastest and a unique healing modality, where people can see very magical shifts, I would say.
Okay.
Correction in their bone, correction in the body structure. Many times the founder has magical results of getting people who are not able to walk for years, getting them to walk immediately just after one session, and a
Wow.
lot many to say. And it's basically a, I would say, a combined package of many things. There are many things that you can do with star magic. You can do inner child healing, you can do energetic grading, there are star magic codes of consciousness, and lot of things.
That's really
I
interesting.
can go on
Okay.
with a list and it would take half an hour, so I'm just restricting myself.
Let's not do that. We've got lots to talk about on space clearing. I
Yeah.
don't think people have learned. I don't see
Okay.
any hands right now, but
So
let's
not
take
an issue,
everyone through.
because sometimes he also gets it done during his workshop.
Ah,
This
okay.
same kind of process. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So it's a very simple
Oh,
process
okay.
which is called as brain breathing.
Ah, okay. Actually, I do have one person. I'm not sure what their name is. Oh, I think Nishi. Nishi's raised her hand saying she knows she's done star magic.
She has learned. Okay.
Seems like it.
Fantastic.
Great.
Vani is there. Yes, Vani has learned it. She's there. Fantastic. Awesome. So now I'll start. Just
Yes, please.
close your eyes, all of you. First, we will do a simple progressive relaxation, and then I will take you through this exercise. Be patient. It will take hardly 7 to 10 minutes, few minutes here and there. Okay. So close your eyes. Take a deep breath all the way into your stomach. Hold it, hold it, hold it, and let it go. Again, take a deep breath. Hold it, hold it, hold it, and let it go. Take a deep breath and exhale from your mouth. And now just be. Relax. Breathe normally. Breathe comfortably in your own rhythm, in your own speed. And now I will have you walk you through a simple progressive relaxation exercise. When I say relax for a particular body part, it means you have to just literally imagine it yourself like all the energy, all the heaviness, all the attachment with that body part is gone. Just like it's dead. Okay? You just take out your consciousness from that body part and you just relax. Okay? So now we will start with the skull. Relax your skull. Relax your forehead, eyebrows, both the eyes, cheeks. Relax your nose, lips, chin, and the neck. Now relax your shoulders, chest, upper abdomen, lower abdomen, and now relax your entire back. Relax your hip area, both the thighs, knees, calves, ankles, feet, and soles of both the feet. Now your entire body is relaxed. Relax now, calm down, go deeper and deeper into this relaxation. Relax your shoulders, biceps, arms, wrist, palms, and all the fingers of both the hands. Relax, relax. Now, bring your entire awareness to your left brain. When I say bringing your awareness into the left brain, so when you breathe, just imagine that your breath is going into the left brain and from there it's going out. Breathe into your left brain and continue doing that. Breathe in into your left brain and breathe out. Breathe in into the left brain and breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out, And now bring your awareness to the right brain. So the right side of your brain, breathe into your right side of the brain and keep on breathing in and out from that area. Keep your awareness in the right brain while breathing comfortably, normally, and joyfully. Now, again, go back to your left brain. Bring your awareness to your left brain. Keep your eyes closed. Center yourself. Just relax, keeping your awareness in the left brain. Breathe in and breathe out. Now move to your right brain. Bring your awareness to the right brain, right side of the brain. Keep on breathing comfortably. And now, again, go back, bring your awareness to the right brain. Keeping your awareness into the right brain, breathe in, breathe out, keep your eyes closed. Just focus on the right side of your brain. Now, this is the last time, so be patient and again bring your awareness to your left brain. Breathe in comfortably. Breathe in and breathe out. Now move to your right brain. Finally, bring your awareness to the right side of your brain. Continue breathing. And now keep your eyes closed. Move back to the left. Bring your awareness to the left. And from the left brain, bring your awareness into your space. That is your house, office, or any space that you want to see. And just visualize, see the space, the door, window, colors, walls, cupboards, chairs, curtains, everything. Go inside of your home and walk around. Enter from the front door and walk around in your home. And now gently from your left brain go into again into your, bring your awareness again into your left brain. From there switch to right one. Now from your right side of the brain, take your awareness to your home. Enter from the main door. See what you can see around. Notice it. Is there any difference? What are the colors, shapes that you are seeing? Are there any beings, any voices, any smell specifically that you can notice? Spend few minutes, maybe 1 or 2 minutes. See your entire home, each and every area, the drawing room, bedrooms, where your TV is kept, your kitchen. And now slowly, this can be a long exercise, but as we have limitations on time, so slowly bring back your awareness to your right brain. From there into your left, that is your entire brain. And from there, bring your awareness into your entire body. Relax. Move the fingers of your hand very lightly, gently. Move the fingers of your palms. Make a very light movements in your body. And whenever you feel like, open your eyes gently and share your experience, if any, here on the call.
Gosh, Sushant, that was quite interesting. I'm just going to urge everyone to share what they felt, saw, thought during the exercise. Share it on the Telegram group. Would love to hear. Sushant, tell us a little bit about what the while everyone's sharing, tell us a little bit about what what is the purpose of an exercise like this? What do you find out?
See, so your left brain is your logical brain or your male brain,
Okay.
and your logical brain sees
Mhm.
everything as it is, just like we see it with our eyes. So anyone who have done this exercise deeply and whose third eye is reasonably well developed, or even any one of you, any one of us, they would have seen the home just as it is, like we see with our eyes. But
Hmm.
when you start breathing into your right brain,
Hmm.
now it doesn't knows the language of logic. So when you bring your awareness from your right brain into your space, and
Hmm.
when you start seeing your space, it looks completely different. Some people might see like a fog like energy around in their house. Some people might see shapes. Some people might not
Hmm.
even see walls. They will just see some shapes all the way around in their house. It might look completely different to many.
Mhm.
So this is an experience is different for everyone, because everyone's house energy is also different.
That's true. That's true. I'm going to share some experiences, Sushant, from our audience. Pawan says, felt vibration in the right brain.
Yeah.
I must say that I felt vibration in my left brain today much more than my right one. Bharti joined late. Bharti, do hear the call replay, and you can experience the same experience the entire exercise again. Samina says, could visualize everything. Rooms look brighter.
Yeah.
Seema also shares felt vibrations in my head. Alicia says, saw a beautiful house through my right brain. Is that, Sushant, is it possible that from your right brain you see more of your space than what perhaps you get to notice on a regular basis when you're
Yes,
seeing it
absolutely.
actually?
Absolutely.
Okay. So it's a
When you do
heightened
this,
awareness.
yes, correct. When you do this daily, at least for like, at not daily, even once, you do it for 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, and then see what happens. And then you bring your awareness to your right brain, and then see your house and see how it looks.
Oh, interesting.
Now, many of them are able to see much brighter. When you do it second time, you might see some shapes and geometries. And if you do it for few days, maybe if few people have ability and their third eye is reasonably well,
Hmm.
they would be able to see entities and everything.
Hmm. That's a bit spooky.
Yeah, not necessarily spooky. An entity can be a very cute little puppy also.
Ah, okay. All right.
It
Okay.
doesn't necessarily need to be something dangerous.
Ah, all right.
If you
Thank God.
have, many people in say India कि आपके घर में देवी का वास है.
Ah,
Like if you have some divine energy at your place,
that's true.
then that's altogether a different experience.
That's true. So Jigisha says vibration. She's also said that vibration and tingling in the right hand.
Yeah,
And Shahana says felt a strong woman's energy, and one more energy that I can't say is a man or a woman. Shall we
okay,
speak with Shahana a little bit, Sushant?
sure.
Shahana, can you come on? Let me just see whether we can unmute you. Would love to know a little bit more what this could mean, Sushant. If you can tell us a little bit.
Hi everyone. Hi
Hi.
Sushant. Hi
Hey, hello
Ruchira.
Shana. How are you doing?
Good, thank you. And how are you doing?
Fantastic. Long time.
Absolutely long time.
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah,
Shahana, tell us
I
what you saw and what you felt.
so as I entered my house, I the first time when I entered the house, I just looked through the house like it was. The second time when I entered the house, I felt there's a chair that's sitting in a very not in a normal place that I would normally place it. So I felt like somebody's sitting right there. And the second time, I mean, I also went into one of the rooms and I felt another energy. that I can't say is quite a man or a woman, but I know it's there.
Yeah. So basically, we knowing that something is there is enough. Whether it could be a man or woman, that's altogether, topic of a lot more of details. But I would say if you are able to sense some energy. Now, when you next time you do this exercise, uh,
Hmm.
I remember you are into access also, correct? I think
Right.
we had one session together of Psych-K
Correct.
long back. So
Yep.
when you next time do this, uh, you can communicate with entities also, or any energy. It
Hmm.
may not necessarily be an entity. It could be an vastu imbalance, and you can communicate with that. You know
Hmm.
how awesome is that?
Oh,
Absolutely great.
Yeah,
that sounds
because
really
everything
amazing.
has energy. Even if there's an imbalance of a particular deity, for example, if your north is imbalanced, the north is the direction of a particular deity. Now, if they are not happy with that, or if their energy is either lacking or excess, or in a negative way, you can communicate with it and you can correct it as well. But for that, you may
Great.
require more tools. But when you communicate, you at least uh, get to know many times you get to know the reasons behind why few things are happening in your space,
Absolutely.
or
Thank
even
you.
many times in your life as well.
Yep.
That's incredible. Thank you so much, Shana. I hope that that has opened up some more things for you to think about, and perhaps try this
Absolutely.
exercise again and see where it takes you.
Absolutely. Yes, I'm very curious to see how it works out tomorrow. I'm going to do the same exercise tomorrow to see if I see something more clearly or something adds to it.
Sure.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks, Shana.
You can just do it once also, but do it for longer term, like 15-20 minutes. Yeah.
Right.
Today we
Absolutely.
did maybe hardly for 5 to 7 minutes.
I'll try to do that, Sushant. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks,
See ya.
Sushant. A whole bunch of more comments have come in, Sushant. So Sushma says, felt left brain more than right and could see the rooms like X-ray film, shades
Very
black
good.
and light golden shades.
Very good. That's what is
Alper,
called as geometry, or the energy of the space that you are able to see. So whenever someone does a remote scanning, that is how they are able to see your house. They don't see the color of your walls and all. They just see the energy, they just see the blockages, and they are able to tell you that, and this is corner, this is the direction, this is the blockage. So excellent,
oh,
brilliant.
cool. Sushma, I hope you heard that. Alpa says, my head is feeling heavy since we started focusing on the left brain for the first time, but my house looks brighter while I focus on the right brain.
Okay,
Is there
very good.
something that she can do,
She
Sushant,
can
to.
have some water, lot of water,
Okay.
and then if possible she can walk barefoot on the earth, or just uh, remember five things from her environment of a particular one color, like bringing her awareness,
Okay.
left one, and then maybe do some dance anytime after the session also, for
All
actually
right.
5 minutes.
Okay.
That's enough.
Okay. Thank you for that. Rekha says vibration on the left side of my brain. Vanita says felt very relaxing. I just slept towards the end.
Very good.
Rachna says actually I was able to see furniture and room as it is in the right brain. For left, I was just walking around.
Yeah, and for right, what happened? Can you repeat?
She
I
said,
just missed.
actually, I was able to see the furniture in the room as the way it's kept when she was focused on the right brain.
Okay.
And Ketaki says, yellow color circle and vibration on my hand. Jenny says, yes, all rooms
It,
were actually brighter.
yeah, Ketki, basically, I would say you will be very soon blessed with a lot of money.
Oh wow! How
Within
fabulous!
any time between coming 45 days to 3 months.
Wow. KTK, did you hear that? Jenny says all rooms were brighter. Kavita says ticklish in the right brain. And Bijal says, I have a stomach ache and still feeling conjunction and uncomfortable heaviness and tightness. So is that so? What you suggested earlier, Sushant, should Bijal do the same thing?
Yeah, just have some water and it will settle.
Okay,
Basically, it could be due to maybe deep breathing. Many times it happens.
okay. Tejul says, felt a tingling in my scalp. My right brain saw so much more detail, and so I saw my guardian dragon and angels in the bedrooms.
Fantastic.
I felt my dining room was a little dull, and I felt I need to clean it some more.
Good. Fantastic.
Bharti says
Amazing.
angels. Bharti's, I think, responding to our discussion earlier. She's saying angels are an entity too. That's true.
Yeah.
Roshni says, while watching through the left brain, I saw my house as it is, but while watching it through my right brain, I saw a good fog and shapes.
Very good. That's how you should see it. Initially,
Ah,
that's how it looks. And with some practice and training, you might have heard of mini healers who can do remote scanning. That's what you
that's
will be
right.
able to see.
Okay, how incredible. Amog says, I could see some serpentine type of creature, and rooms were a little darker when seen through the right brain than from the left brain. And he was doing it for his office, actually.
Okay.
So,
So, which means there's something which needs to be cleared in his office.
okay.
Is it
All right.
Amok Desai?
Yes.
Okay. So, he
Yes,
knows how
it
to
is.
clear it.
All right. Aparna says, I could see white walls, midnight blue curtains. Sangeeta says she missed it. She really wants to do this exercise. Sangeeta, you can do the exercise when you get the call replay later tonight. Aparna says, my right brain felt some pressure. Okay. All right. Um, Amruta says, when with the left brain, I could see as the house is, but there was a lot more blue color. And with the right, I could see more of the orange color everywhere.
Very good. Orange is basically the color of joy, fun, and also kind of cleansing. So I
Okay.
would say I don't know what is how it's with you at your place, but I would say uh, there could be a lot of joy and fun coming, and there's a lot of what we call it as in energy recycling thing happening. Like
Ah,
something old is going away and giving birth to something new and better.
how lovely. How lovely. I hope you heard that, Amrita. Neelam says, felt a black patch near the dining area. And Indrajit says, fog from the right side and left from the left side, I saw the whole house.
Yeah, very good.
And Aparna says, right side, I was able to see each and every room as is. Left side, I was focused on seeing my room only and the colors of my walls.
Okay, so she is more of a I would say when she starts, so for you, when you start working from your right brain, that is from your creative side of your personality, you will find a lot of solutions in your life very easily as
Oh,
compared to when you start thinking logically about everything.
how incredible. That's really interesting, Sushant. Okay, I want to know a little bit more about. Thank you for taking us through this exercise and explaining all these aspects. I would love to know how this connects with space clearing and what is space clearing, Sushant?
Okay, so what is space clearing is a basically a space clearing is a technique by which we clear. Now one way by which we know space clearing is people kind of remove their clutter and all that from their house, like the
Hmm.
one we Indians have been taught to do space clearing every Diwali,
Yes,
correct?
that's true.
So but here what we are doing today, here the space clearing, it is a technique as well as a process So when we say a technique means it can be done once, or it's very logical. When I
Okay.
say something is a technique, then it is developed on technology.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that is very logical. It has a steps one, two, three, and you do one, two, three, and you get XYZ result. And
Mm-hmm.
process is something which again could be logical or intuitive, either way. It's a series of techniques used together.
Okay.
So that is what a space clearing is. And by combining both of this, we perform a task on a space of a desired person, which frees their space from any kind of unwanted energies and aligns their space with what is required the most in their life.
Give me an example, Sushant.
So, not many examples I have.
Like
I will
what
take a,
what
yeah,
do you mean by that you will place what is required in that? So you'll
correct.
not only
So,
cleanse, but you'll also place what is required.
correct. So, uh, obviously, every one of us have certain goals in life.
Mm-hmm.
For some, having just a rest and chilling life would be one of the goal. For someone right now, the most precious goal would be having a better relationship and not the money. Whereas for someone, it could be having a lot of money, but their relationship part in life is working very fantastic. So everyone has a different goal. Whereas someone may have everything, they may have good money, good relationship, but they are suffering in health. Or someone may have good money, good relationship, and maybe a decent health, but they may have certain kind of health problems or emotional problems which are recurring due to particular trigger at particular time or during particular circumstances,
Okay.
and they want to get free from them.
Okay.
And say for example somebody starts getting allergy in particular season, and it
Yeah.
doesn't goes, they have been to doctor 10,000 times, they have taken 100 medicines of ayurveda, allopathy, homeopathy, xyz, they might have done a lot of healings which could have worked, but maybe after 3 months, 6 months, or a year everything goes back to normal,
Hmm.
or just within few days everything goes back to normal. So whenever we do not have um, consistent good results in every area of our life, then it is the utmost sign that your space is something which requires clearance.
Hmm. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'm just checking because I my my Telegram on the desktop is a little slow.
Okay.
So, Sushant, Rachna is asking, for example, does the brain work differently from left hand dominant on right? Okay, she's talking about the exercise. We'll just come back, Rachna, to the exercise as well. But I want to know a little bit more, Sushant. You're a practitioner of multiple modalities. So how do you know? You've just mentioned that you look at the space, what it requires. You look at the person and their goals. Now those goals can be achieved through multiple routes, right? You
Right.
yourself practice so many modalities. How do
Yes.
you know when space clearing is the one that is required?
See, just like I gave you an example, during Diwali we do clearing of our house,
Hmm,
and we know that as a person, it's a very good habit for all of us to take bath.
that's
Few
true.
lazy bums might be taking it alternate days.
Oh God, no! In this heat.
But my wife is pinching because she is also very lazy. So, so, but it's the same thing with a space. It requires a clearing. Now, one clearing is when we change things, we throw out the old stuff, we clear it of all the dust and what is unwanted. But on energetic level also, every space requires clearing. So unless otherwise your space is not energetically clear, so any new built house within 6 months to 1 year, it starts accumulating certain energy, and it starts giving you certain kind of results. In few things it could be good, in few things it could be bad. Even you can ask the best of the Vastu practitioners in the world, anyone will tell you that it is impossible to have 100% Vastu compliant house.
Yeah, I've actually heard that.
Yeah,
That's
so you
true.
will have some imbalance in one or the other area of your
Yeah.
house, even if you might have spent 10, 15, 20, 25 lakh rupees on vastu,
Hmm.
or no matter whatever kind of precautions you have taken while building the home.
Hmm.
So that way, when a particular kind of energy starts accumulating, now it could be good in few things and bad for few things. For example, you might see that when you move to a new house, and the money part of your life started to grow very fast, or
Yeah.
in a very smooth and easy way, but
Hmm.
then equally health part started to deteriorate,
Mm-hmm.
or there were more conflicts in relationships than before.
Mm-hmm.
So then that is the area which requires attention. So
Ah.
unless anyone who is a practicing healer, and who
Hmm.
does it very well, space clearing. Other than that, you definitely require a space clearing, and this is the energy part which is covered in many modalities. And I think in Reiki we have space clearing nowadays. We have it in Lama Fera. We have in many few energy healing modalities, but
Hmm.
there are hardly any modality or very few which do work on geopathic stress
Hmm.
on that level. And also, you will see most of the many times people focus on their house,
Yeah.
but they do not focus on which land their house is built.
So, in fact, Sushant, I was going to ask you about that. A lot of times, many people are currently staying in flats. They're staying in, condominium complexes. There are people living above them, next to them.
Correct.
If I just do space clearing for my home, or even my office, in, like, let's say in an office complex, how much impact will it have if I have crabby neighbors and the horrendous sort of people living below me or above me? How much impact? Like, for example, I'll give you an example. In fact, where I used to live in Bombay, just down below was there was a crematorium, as well as a cemetery. And I didn't realize that when I was renting the flat. Of course, I just loved the view. So I knew that there was a cemetery, so I didn't take a flat on that side. But even for the other side, um, now, how can no matter how much space clearing I do there, will it have any impact?
Why not? Because here we are not only doing a space clearing, we are calling it as a holistic 360-degree space clearing. When I say holistic, one is clearing part, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So I'll give you an example. There's one house and it has a lot of windows, doors. A couple of windows are broken. So there's constantly dust is coming out and getting inside the house.
Hmm.
So one way is you clear it daily.
Hmm.
And what if you put a completely, sealed windows there, like the one we use in soundproofing
That's
type
true.
of things,
Yeah. Yeah.
and keeping an air conditioner.
Hmm.
So then tell me, when you compare both things, in which house you would like to stay the most? The second one. Because
Yeah.
there we have
Of
done
course.
something which would work and which is long lasting, which would protect any kind of dust from coming inside the house.
Ah.
And that is
Okay.
what is something called as energetic grading. So that would be done of your space
Ah.
during the
Okay.
sessions, and also for certain time after the sessions are completed.
Okay. And it lasts always?
Nothing is in this world is always. Nothing in this world is always, but I will tell you, uh, yeah, let me take my example only. I'm working on weight loss a little bit,
All right.
and let's take an example. If I weigh say 150 kg, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and I go to many weight loss experts, I don't get any results.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a one expert I go to, and I've tried all. I've tried their medicine. After that, within 1 year, I ended up going back to normal. But
Hmm.
I tried one person. With his technique, my weight came down to 80, 85, 90. And once I left it, after 1 year, again my weight came back.
Hmm.
But it was to 110 to 120. It didn't went to 150.
Ah. Okay.
So tell
Because
me,
you had
if
done that
this,
work.
yeah. So that was the thing that something which will bring permanent shift on some level. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not saying everything and
Hmm.
not always,
Hmm.
but still the intensity of whatever the space is carrying or whatever the family is going through, that
Hmm.
will be substantially reduced.
Okay.
And
Okay.
another thing, say for example, somebody is on a medication, and even after taking a lot of medication of a doctor, they are not finding any result.
Hmm.
Then with space clearing, they will start seeing the results.
So,
So it's
Sushant, give me some examples of where you use space clearing for health. How has it helped? Because I would never imagine really connecting space clearing with a health issue.
yeah. So I'll give you an example. For one of my clients, I did the space clearing of their industrial space, and within 6 months, they got very beautiful results. So later on, they told me, "Okay, okay, come and do for our home also."
Okay.
And later on, I did. Now, this person had an issue of migraine, consistent. And he
Hmm.
said, every time I get migraine, I have to take tablets. And my head just starts, it just starts like somebody is hammering constantly on my head.
Hmm.
And even after I take tablets, I'm not 100% at peace. It's just 30-40% relief.
Hmm.
Still 50% I'm suffering. And it will go on for a few hours. He had migraines. His wife had a, you know, this aches in her knee. She had knee problem, some. So when I did the space clearing, within 1 week, her wife's knee problem went away.
Wow.
And this was
Something she
without
had
any
been.
medication, nothing. Okay. So maybe that was directly related to the space.
Hmm.
And
Okay.
then this person who had a migraine issue, he said that if previously I used to get it at least 3 to 4 days in a week, now it has substantially reduced to 3 to 4 times in a month.
Wow. That's.
So that was the difference.
And that would
Where
be a
the
huge
intensity
relief.
of the issue is reduced, he
Hmm.
is much more at peace now. He's able to enjoy almost 70 to 80% of his life.
Hmm.
You know what thing used to trouble him 3 to 4 times in a week, now it went to 3 to 4 times in a month.
Hmm. And if he worked with you a little longer, Sushant, it would resolve further. It would
Yes,
reduce further.
correct, correct. It would reduce further, but because he's someone who always believes in person sessions,
Ah,
so
that's difficult right
so the
now.
lockdown came between everything,
Yeah,
and even we had travel restrictions and everything. The
that's.
gentleman is from Rajasthan.
So tell me, Sushant, what are the benefits? What happens when you do a space clearing for someone? What happens to that person?
Basically, rather than person, we are calling it a space clearing. So one is of their house. Plus, I do one-time clearing during this space clearing session itself. So basically, when you go to any place, you might have experience that you go to some home, office, even many time particular railway station or any airport, and you like that place energy. And there are
Hmm.
some places you just hate, you don't like. The
Hmm.
moment you enter into that house, you feel like, okay, when I'm getting out of here.
Hmm.
So if you remember, if all of you remember, when you move to your new house, if any one of you has purchased new house or got it on rent, the feeling that you had very first day, let me
Yeah.
tell you, and within very first 2 minutes, 1 to 2 minutes of entering into that house, was the feeling that was true. Now, many
Hmm.
times when we enter into that house, you see, no, I'm not feeling something right here. And then suddenly some family member, someone else stays, or you get a good deal, you get it on less rent, something, blah, 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 and you go ahead with that place. And later on, when you come to stay, you go through that feeling for a few days and you end up feeling it normal. Like just because something bad is happening, but it becomes a normal for you. So that is your misalignment with the energy of this, with the energy of the space where you are staying.
Hmm.
So when your energies are not aligned with the space, the things that you will attract in your life will not be in alignment with your goals in your life. And ultimate goal of every human being is to be happy. So you might earn money, but you might end up getting into relationship issues, or you might end up getting into health issues. One thing or else, there will be constant chain of issues coming in.
That's interesting. Um, Sushant, you mentioned, very big turnarounds that people can experience when they've done space clearing. Like you spoke to me about that instance. It was a workshop, I think, or a warehouse or
Yeah,
somebody.
it was a warehouse. Yes, so uh, this gentleman who is having 8 very big warehouse across India.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and he is having factories also, manufacturing facilities across many places in India. He's having 7 warehouse, and he bought a one new warehouse.
Okay.
And what he was able to put his finger particularly on is that, so in I'm a finance guy. In finance, we have something called as reorder levels, and this person's son was a chartered accountant,
Mm-hmm.
so we got along very well. He was like, मेरे को जो भी रिजल्ट आएगा मैं तेरे को प्रॉफिट और लॉस के बेस में बताऊंगा, बिकॉज आई एम समवन हु सी बैलेंस शीट डेली. So I said, fine, let's see what can happen. And after few months, like after 2 3 months, when I did his thing, so what I got feedback from him after doing the clearing of his industrial warehouse is, he said, Sushant, we bought this place. Uh, it's been 2 years we have bought this new warehouse, and the other old warehouses since more than 15 years. And if I take the same goods, suppose if I'm taking a X brand, X color shirts or trousers, and I'm keeping it in that warehouse, then
Mm-hmm.
the old warehouse, it will move very fast. But the newest one which we have bought, somehow from there the goods won't move. Or if I
Okay.
have allocated that goods to a particular region, for example, if there is a X warehouse in Mumbai and it has been
Hmm.
allocated for the Maharashtra region, then it said
Hmm.
that suddenly there was a decline in overall sales during that region because goods started moving very slowly. There was no sale from the main stores or our suppliers, so then they didn't order more of it. So then that was the issue. And when I did the space clearing, he said that I can put my finger on this thing, that now the reorder levels have increased to a completely different level, that now things have started moving. And now my new warehouse,
Wow.
there the goods come and it gets empty, goods come and it gets empty. There's a constant movement, the sale is happening. So that was one of the very,
That's amazing.
easiest change, and it has benefited him in crores of rupees if I take it on yearly basis.
Hmm. Hmm. And in this climate, frankly, it's so critical to solve these issues in terms of business or your office. So, Sushant, tell me this. In an office setting, it's not, if I'm just working somewhere, can space clearing help me? I'm having, let's say, a lot of issues. I'm not getting a promotion or I'm not getting a raise. It's not my office though, like in the sense that I don't own the company or the office. But would space clearing help me?
Uh, yes, it will help you, but it will help also all of the people who are working there.
That's
So I
good.
would say in that case, person can either take up with in they can make up a group of their colleagues and take it up, or else they can do it for their home,
Hmm.
so that when the space clearing of your house is done, because obviously half time we are spending at house, and in this pandemic time most of us
Yeah,
are spending most of the time at our home only. And maybe
that's
for
true.
coming 6 months, even if situations is everything is going to be good, many companies are more welcoming to work from home scenario.
That's true. That's for
Yeah.
sure. So, I have a few questions coming. I just want to quickly ask you, Sushant, when you're doing space clearing for the house, what is the process? Like, what happens?
So the process is basically it's a completely intuitive and detailed process. I cannot be saying each and everything here, but what I will tell you that what happens with the session, how it goes about. So first I get on a meeting with the people, I get
Yeah,
to know
yeah.
what they want exactly, And then after meeting is
Mm-hmm.
over, within 3 days, I let them know the dates. That on this is session one, session two, session three will be done. And during that session, I start with the very first thing is rather than a space, I cover the land. Like you gave an example,
Okay.
like you took a
Mm.
flat in Mumbai in one building and there was a crematorium just nearby. So
Mm.
we need to check whether that land is taking out energy from that place also, or whether the land has any old history or energy of one or the other thing happening. For example, if there
Ah.
has been a murder in your building where you are staying, if there has been a rape or burglary, somebody went bankrupt. Now, these are
Hmm.
very extremely heavy negative energies. You will see
Hmm.
when even someone from a building goes bankrupt, there is a certain effect on almost everyone staying there. Some level of negativity they end up
Hmm.
absorbing from the entire experience. And for a people, it is less, but for a space, it is much more. So then, any of this has happened, suppose on anywhere, like you give example, if you are staying on a 10th floor, would it help
Hmm.
you? So in that case, your land ends up absorbing those energies. So the very first thing I do is I clear the land of all the negative energies. Then I put a energetic grid there, which would work for a few days, and then the process starts from land. It starts, and then it goes to your space. Then the people living there, their energetic grading, if there are particular kind of entity, energy blockage, any health issue, if a space has a any kind of unwanted energy. Now, unwanted energy means it can be related to health, it can be related to money, it can be many times related to relationship. Uh, you'll be surprised. Just 2 days back, I did one person's remote clearing of a space, just one session using HFH, and this was a married couple, and they have been married since 4 months, but they haven't got physical with each other yet.
Okay.
Okay, now when I did the clearing, what he could instantly tell me is that I can see the change in my relationship, and now they find it easy to get physical. So there can be certain blocks also which can stop you from
Hmm.
enjoying few intimate moments of your life as well.
Hmm.
So I would see what is required in that space, because there are thousand things which can be done in health, in money, in relationship. Again, in relationship, there can be, it could be between couple only, it could be between father and a son only, like your parents and children,
Hmm.
or it could be relationship with outsiders. Like there's a
Hmm.
particular space when you go to stay there, all good with your family, but you start finding that there are a lot of challenges is coming at your workplace.
Hmm.
How many of you have experienced that?
Hmm. Yeah, that's true.
So everything is good with family, but you suddenly start finding challenges at workplace.
Hmm.
So all these things, vastu imbalance, all
Okay.
these things I will see, and I start working on each and every area. And
And you
yes,
don't require the person to be with you.
no, it's not required because this entire work is remote.
Okay. And the entire work is actually being done by you.
Yes.
It's so if I'm consulting you, I actually don't need to do anything as
Y-
such, do I?
you mostly you may not have to, but still, if required, I would be sharing a 63 days simple process with anyone who has taken up this session. So it would be different for different person. For few people, it could be a process. For few people, it could be just drawing symbol and putting somewhere. For someone, it could be just shifting their keeping a piece of a wooden furniture in a particular corner.
Hmm.
For someone doing something different, a remedy type of thing.
Hmm.
So it could be different for everyone.
Okay.
So once you do that, that's where your part comes into the picture, and
Hmm.
that movement which ensures that space clearing gives the long-lasting results.
Okay. Sushant, Alicia is asking, would space clearing be applicable for a rental space, which I may need to vacate in 2 years? I mean, would it show the same results for me, or is it advised to do space clearing for every new home?
See, as I said, a space clearing is required many times. Okay, you cannot be saying that I did it once and then throughout the lifetime I don't have to do it.
Hmm.
2 years is a pretty good period. So yes, definitely. If you are having any challenges, yes, the space does requires a clear.
Okay.
But if it is just
Okay.
3, 4, 5, 6 months, I would say you can rather invest on some new house that you would be buying.
Hmm. Okay. So, Sushant, tell me something. You mentioned, in the case of that couple who had intimacy issues, space clearing just lifted that completely away, and they were able to have a better relationship. Tell me, what are the other successes you've had using space clearing in the context of relationships?
In the context of relationship, this was one.
Mm-hmm.
Another one was for a, there's a couple who are planning to get married to each other, and the guy himself is a healer. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and he tried a lot of things. He tried a lot of healing. Ke ye kar raha hu, wo kar raha hu. Since months, years, consulted 10 more than 10 healer, took many healing sessions for days and months, but results were short-lived. And when he came to me, I suggested him a sequence of few sessions, which he took. In that, 2 sessions were regarding space clearing. And the moment I did space clearing, what difference he was able to see is that after that, whatever healing he used to do, and this guy is again a Lama Fera practitioner, okay? So
Okay.
that technique itself has a space clearing process.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is different in my thing is in Lama Fera, you are doing it for your space. You are not doing it for the land.
Hmm.
You are not doing it for the space above your house. No, you're not even, there's no technique in that. So he
Hmm.
used to do that. But once I did one session on space clearing, he was able to tell me that I can see magical difference in the overall energy that I feel at my place and how my family members, interact with me, behave with me, how they communicate with me, and how even my relationship chapter is going on in my life, even in
Hmm.
my own spiritual practice. So this is more of a relationship with self rather than someone else. His own spiritual practice, his own quality of sleep, everything has improved.
Incredible. That's quite interesting, Sushant, that you mentioned. You're clearing the land of previous negative whatever has happened, whether it was burglary or something else, or bankruptcy or loss.
Can be murder, it can be rape, even it could be a land where maybe 50 or 100 years ago some wars were fought,
Yeah, yeah.
or a mass suicide, even
Hmm.
suicide or killing someone,
Hmm.
like
So,
three, four
so,
people at one go.
so you're cleansing the land from below. You're
Yes,
cleansing the apartment as well, and then
yes,
you're putting an energy grid around the apartment. So you're putting in place basically a protection system
correct.
from any further attacks. You're also looking at the energy of all the people in the house, and you're
Yes,
cleansing that. Plus, you're looking at anything else that could be impacting from above. This could be for example, are cell towers also included in this? Because we know how much radiation, etc., comes from
yeah,
these things.
yes. So these do have a very strong radiation, and
Hmm.
it's also very difficult to control that. But here, to some extent, I'll be able to like control that and reduce it. And I would obviously suggest people who are staying nearby such areas, okay, what they can do uh, as a remedy or on an ongoing basis in their life, so that this
Hmm.
radiation they can reduce it up to a very measurable degree.
Hmm. Okay, so that's incredible. So that's basically like a multi-layered uh, and or it's like a 360-degree cleansing of your space that you're doing.
Yes,
And it's fantastic that actually like the time, like we don't have to do anything. You're doing it for us.
yes, I'll be doing everything.
That's incredible. I have a couple of questions, Sushant.
Yes.
Indrajit says space clearing in parents' home. Can that better the condition of the children if the children are living somewhere else?
No,
No.
no,
You'd have to work on the space where the children are staying, right?
correct. Yes.
Okay. All right. Jigisha's asking, what if your in your house very often taps, electric leads, electric equipment need continuous repair very frequently? Does it require space clearing? Is there a connection
Yes,
between that?
that's a very good sign that it requires a space clearing.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yes,
gosh.
electrics equipment going into fault, or say people losing their jewelry. You know,
Okay.
I had one case. Now there, what I did is they learned something from me and they did their own space clearing. I didn't do theirs. I taught them something by which they can do. But there was a person who consulted and he says, "Okay, I have three kids, okay, and
Mhm.
like she had three kids, and all three are staying like they have a bungalow, and niche below the bungalow they have like three separate portions where their three kids are staying, and
Hmm.
on the left side of the portion, the corner left side, in that guy, in his house there was a history.
Hmm.
Any jewelry, any gold, diamond, whatever,
Hmm.
it won't stay for more than 1 year.
Oh, gosh.
Either he will forget something somewhere. The only exception was rings. That's it. Even his chains used to get stolen.
Oh, God.
So they said this is something very weird.
Uh,
He said, "Have you ever heard of it?" I said, "Yes." As a healer, we get to know about lot many such cases. So constantly your jewelry is not staying in your home. Issue with electric appliances. If there's a constant health issues to all or majority of the family members, or at least to the owner of the family,
hmm.
then yes, the space requires the space clearing. If there are constantly conflicts between the family members,
Hmm.
and even after trying, like you went to a counselor, you went to a psychologist, you took a healing, you got clarity, you got healing, you have done everything,
Hmm.
but it didn't work, or it was short lived.
Hmm.
Maybe it gave result for a few days or maybe a month, and then it was again back to normal. So then yes, definitely you require a space clearing.
Okay. So repetitive patterns as well.
Repetitive
Repeatedly
patterns, yes.
losing money or repeatedly having difficulties in
Losing
in
money, or sometimes some people when they move to a new space, both example, once they move to a new space they say that no, this space is very auspicious for me. What we call it in Hindi ki ye ghar mere liye bahut shubh hai,
Hmm.
and I'm getting a lot of money, business is going good, or at job I'm getting a lot of promotions.
Mm-hmm.
And there's another place where they went, they said okay, the moment I moved to this house everything is stuck,
Hmm.
it's horrible. Then yes, you do require a space clear,
Okay.
definitely.
Okay. That's like a surefire sign that
Surefire sign,
there's something wrong
yes.
with the space that needs to be fixed. Indrajit is asking, do old decorative collectibles bring in negative energy?
Indrajit, it depends what you are bringing
Okay.
and what kind of collectibles you are bringing.
All right.
Yeah, so it's a
Okay.
very subjective question. For example, if you are bringing a beautiful, that crystal tree,
Hmm.
it may not bring negative energy. If you are bringing a beautiful, there's a dorje which is called as in Buddhism, you are bringing that, no, it will not bring negative energy. But if you are bringing something else, like some leather items, some old painting, again, it depends on the type of painting that you are having. So that is a part of drawing analysis.
All right. But is it possible? So, if let's say I brought in a beautiful African mask and that has like, maybe it's a death mask or something like that. Is it possible to cleanse those objects and therefore, bring the negativity, take the negativity away, and still get to
Yes.
enjoy the objects because they're beautiful?
Uh, See, ideally, yes, when we do space clearing, we do all this. But after the space clearing, if we find any such object which is acting as an antenna, to ensure that the same
Uh-huh.
issue is again and again repeating, then I would
Okay.
advise the person to do away with that object.
Okay. Okay.
Now then it remains their choice
Hmm.
after that.
Okay. Okay. So there could be objects in my space that are actually working, like you said, like an antenna to attract negativity, negative
Yes,
energies.
correct.
Okay. All right. Shahana's asking, what if one has a house that has a graveyard in the next road? What kind of energy will the house hold? And is there
Ah,
a
do
way?
I need to say something?
But is there a way to put in protection?
Yes, there's a way to put in protection.
Okay. Okay.
You
So
can install few symbols there. There are many ways basically. You can do it symbolically, you can do it on energy level, you can have some beings literally stay there. You can teach certain processes to the owner of the house, which they can do throughout their life at certain intervals, like maybe once in a year or once in 6 months,
mhm.
so that that negative energy they end up getting its effect like very less.
Okay. Okay.
It
So
cannot be avoided 100% though, let me clear that. So unless they don't do these processes, which I'll tell them, no, it
hmm.
cannot be avoided. Then
Okay.
it would again come back. So they have to get into certain things. They have to do few things.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Sushant, you have 19 elements in your space clearing program.
Yeah.
Can you share with us some highlights of these? Which do you think
Yes.
are really, really interesting to know? Which ones have a huge impact on who, on the space that you're working on?
Yes. Sure. So before that, I will first take you through the modalities and then the 19 elements.
Okay.
So very first is HFH, highest frequency healing.
Hmm.
What it will do is for Vastu dosha clearing, for amplifying the effect of all the other modalities that are used, and
Hmm.
also bringing in more of a peaceful and loving energy in the space. So all these things could be, achieved using HFH, highest frequency healing. And then there is star magic, which can be used for your energetic grading after the clearing. Even during the clearing, if there's some kind of entities found, that can be cleared using it.
Okay.
And even your geopathic stress can be routed to another place or maybe another direction by using star magic. So
Okay.
very few in the world are able to work on geopathic stress because at this one of the extremely heavy kind of negative energy. So that all thing can be done with star magic. And here we have, I think we have one who has learned, and maybe we have Nisha. So you know that even during the star magic, the teacher says that when there are borrowed benefits, that whenever due to that suffering, a person is also getting some unconscious benefit also. He doesn't touch a such case. He says it, and also he suggests you not to touch such cases. He tells you that that's karmic and the person has to go through that. But there's another way in Psych-K with that, where I'll be able to see what are the borrowing benefits, and I surrogate to the energy of the space or the owner of any of that family member who is acting, who is creating that negative energy, and surrogating
Mhm.
their energy and doing the balance, so that it is cleared from their unconscious and superconscious level, and that chain of things happening again and again will be broken not only for
Hmm.
that space but also for the life of that person as well.
How
So this was
beautiful.
the
How beautiful.
unique thing of the modality. Now I will take you through the 19. um, so again, this is not the only list. Of course, we are a lot more than that, and maybe if I remember something, I will add up to the list. Yeah. So the very first thing is entity clearing. Yes, self-explanatory for all of you who are constantly listening to the Mystic Lotus calls. And then second is curses or vows removal. So curses and vows means, for example, how many of you know that sometimes when somebody is unable to pay the bank loan and there is a property sold in foreclosure and you get it at a very low rate? How many of you know that?
Hmm.
You get foreclosure
Yeah.
property at very good rates,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
that property has a lot of negative energy.
Oh,
Apart from
really?
that, yes, apart from that, suppose if you have bought any land which was a disputed land, or
Hmm.
somebody took it by using wrong means from someone else, so
Hmm.
their curse or their vows is attached with that land. What we call in Hindi is कि ये बंदे की ना हाय लगी है ये जमीन पे किसी की. We
Yeah.
many time hear this phrase कि किसी को तो हाय लगी
It
है जमीन
carries
पे.
like a curse.
हाँ, कि कुछ सही हो ही नहीं रहा है इनके घर में. So that kind of energy, that is the curse or vows. Or
Hmm.
sometimes a person staying there or person who passed away, who was staying in that place and who passed away, he had certain
Hmm.
expectation from family members or from the space, and he passed away.
Okay. Hmm.
And a fraction of his soul is still in that space, creating disturbances to the people who are trying to live their normal life the way they
Hmm.
want.
Hmm.
So that is removal. Third is energetic ownership clearing. So anybody can have an energetic ownership of a land. Any entity, any animal who used to stay there before you built your house, any person. So still, if they have ownership on that land, like today, whenever we talk, when we say, okay, where you used to stay when you were small, you say, okay, that was
Hmm.
my old home in my hometown. Now today you might have sold it, correct? Maybe 10, 15 years
Hmm.
back. But when someone asks you today, you still say it as my home. When you
Hmm.
remember of it, your energy instantly gets attached to that place.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it builds a cord with that
Hmm.
space.
Hmm.
And in such way, suppose somebody came to your house and they found your house is very beautiful. Maybe somebody got jealous of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want house like this. Now they are not doing something wrong to you intentionally, but unintentionally their energy is attached to
Attached.
your house. That I want ownership of this or something like this.
Hmm.
That also affects your house.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, so that is energetic ownership clearing. Then animal ownerships, which I said, suppose before building your space, suppose there was a jungle beforehand, and there was some
Hmm.
tiger or lion staying, and he had to go or he had to be killed, and then you built a building or something. Or suppose it was just a normal land, and some stray dogs used to stay there, along
Hmm.
with many other animals, and then you took out their land and you started staying there. So then that animal, if they are passed away with their attachment to the space, their energy will keep on haunting you. So
Ah.
that animal ownership, what we also call it as animal entity,
Hmm.
so that clearing. Then comes entity ownership.
So, Sushant, I'll just pause you there because there are a couple of questions in relation to some of these points that our audience has. Um, so, Ketiki asked, I think this was when we were discussing about, how you're cleansing 360 degrees around somebody's house.
Yeah.
Ketiki asked, are you scanning a whole building when you do that?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm just
All right.
scanning your house and I'm scanning your land,
Hmm.
and then I'm doing whatever is required for your house to be protected and in its best place.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So
And
it's like, when you go to a doctor for headache, he gives you medicine for headache. He doesn't give you medicine for overall, entire health. Maybe if you go to Ayurvedic practitioner, he will do that.
yeah, yeah,
He won't give
true.
you a headache medicine. He will first do your panchakarma and this, that, and then he will come to the headache.
That's true.
So I can do that, but then there the number of sessions will increase a lot
Hmm.
if you want to clear the entire building.
Yeah, and like you mentioned earlier as well, and like I started the call with that bit, Sushant, where I said that when you with your method of space clearing, because you've worked on it and you've combined your own study of energy and how energy space energy works, you've made it 200% faster than any other single method would have.
Yeah, correct. So that was the purpose of combining multiple methods here,
Hmm.
so that there is no loophole in anyone. And
Hmm.
like there are many methods. If you do it once, then something would come from your
Yeah.
entity will come. This will happen. That will happen. someone will come into the space and create a ruckus, something or else could happen.
Hmm.
But when we work with certain things and when we do certain balances using Psych-K for the space,
Hmm.
that I will attract XYZ kind of energies only.
Hmm. Hmm.
Or when you dissolve the distress associated with with the space. Few of here are, I can see people who have taken a Psyche balance from me, so they'll be able to connect with this. So when we dissolve the associated stress, and when you balance the space
Hmm.
to a particular goal, then that space will end up attracting only positive energies, and it will
Awesome.
give away the effect of that past heavy negativity
Ah, awesome.
just
And
from
you break
within.
out of that
So
pattern and you're basically, it gets unstuck.
correct. Yes. Because in most of the energy healing, what we do, we take a space as a dead thing and then we start working on it. Here,
Hmm.
I take a space as a person himself or herself, whichever way,
Awesome.
and then
Wow.
start working on it. Like, what are your emotional issues? What are your spiritual issues? What are your health issues? What are your money issues? And what are your issues to stay in peace and harmony? And I cover everything.
That's awesome. Um, Sushant, I have a couple of more questions.
Yes, please.
Aparna says, does space clearing help in getting one's marriage to, I think she means to take place as things don't materialize? So, like, if you're not being able to get married, would space clearing help you to find a partner?
Yes, but I would say
Can you
only
hear me,
that
Sushant?
alone. Yes, I can.
Ah,
I can hear you. So yes, it can. What I would say is, Aparna, if you have tried few other things on finding the right partner, and things did not work, for example, you could have taken healing or in terms of action part, the person might be seeing a lot of probable matches, or they're trying everything to get married to a specific person, but things are not materializing. Then space clearing will break that chain of resistance and bring it into whatever is for your highest goal. So either you will get married to that person, or that chapter of your life will complete and you will move to the next chapter, but that also with ease and grace, not like heavy suffering. So you
okay.
will learn your life's lessons. Sometimes learning life's lessons can also be blocked with space. Understand that.
Ah, that's interesting.
That's why I told you in beginning that there's a large list. 19 is just what I could come up with.
That's incredible. Cake is asking, if the issue persists even though house itself has changed, what does that mean?
If the issue persists with house itself is changed, then many times it can be seen from your astrology chart also. Like one can see, like I'm a graphologist also, and I can see from signature
Hmm.
that what kind of vastu issues a person may end up having,
Ah, okay.
just from the signature of the person.
Hmm.
Now, if they have such kind of signature, then they will consistently attracting such kind of house. Or from the certain placement of planets in their astrology chart,
Hmm.
one can see which direction they may have vastu imbalance. And here we have few of the awesome numerologists like Jigisha Vani. They have been taught in their numerology course. I have taught them that how you can find vastu imbalances just from their date of birth. And there is a high probability the person will end up attracting house with similar kind of vastu imbalances.
Ah, okay. Okay. That is, I must say, Sushant, there is an extra added benefit of coming to you for any problem, because considering you know more than, like, I think, what, 20, 22 modalities so well, you will find the reason and the problem, the diagnostics are fantastic, I think,
Yeah,
for you. You're very quick to find out what the issue is, no matter where that issue is sitting.
thank you.
Okay. Kavita is asking, does space clearing help in selling a property?
Yes. So that is also one part, correct. If your property is not getting sold, if your property is not getting rented out,
Hmm.
uh, if you are not finding a good tenant, like who
Hmm.
can pay you good price, or if you are having a tenant who is not paying you rent regularly.
Yeah.
This can be associated with the energy of the space also. And very much, this is one of the definitive sign that a space needs clearing, that it's not getting sold even if when you want to sell it.
Hmm. Okay. Awesome. Jigisha saying, must say, you're an awesome guru, sir.
Thank you very much, Jigisha. You are an awesome numerologist.
Okay, so Sushant, I will continue taking everyone through a couple of those points. I do want to share what you have on offer today as well, and maybe you can explain some of those when you're explaining your offer as well.
Yes.
Yeah, let me just share my screen quickly. Okay, uh, there we go. Okay, so space clearing is what we're talking about today. Take us through, Sushant.
Yes. So basically, this is 360-degree holistic space clearing, which includes 3 sessions. Now, each session will have highest frequency healing, Psych-K, and star magic. When I say highest frequency healing, so then there few of you here have learned it also, level 1. So there I can combine any other modality. I can bring in Lama Fera, I can bring in Hunkara, I can bring in many modality that you would have heard of. I can bring in Merkaba healing. I can bring in and I can install energy of any particular thing in that space as well. So that is all is covered for your home or office or even a workplace. When we say home, we understand where the people stay, office, where people work. And workplace means it could be your manufacturing facility, it can be your warehouse, or it can also be a place which you want to let go, let out, sell, rent, or transfer to someone else also. Or even it can be a place where nothing is getting done right now. Like you just have a land and you want to set up a company, factory, or office or home there.
Hmm.
But due to one or the other thing, since months or years, one or the other issue comes and you are unable to build your thing on that land. That can also be included here.
Okay.
And what is all is included in this is, very first thing, once you buy the package, I will reach out to you with the time of a Zoom call, which we would have for around half an hour or a little bit here and there, and where I will get to know what are the challenges that you are facing, and what was your reason to buy this package. So one thing is, few things I am able to see, and few things which you may have, which can be your burning issue. For example, for me, a burning issue might be different, and for you it might be different. For example, you might want a lot of money, but if I can see energetically that spiritual energy of the space is low, but you are not concerned much more about it, then
Hmm.
I would want to know that from you, that yes, this is my priority. Money is my priority. Health is my priority. For someone, spirituality is their priority. For someone, growth is their priority. For someone, getting married could be their priority. Someone giving it let out on rent could be their priority. So this I will get to know from you during the session. And if required, after that session, I would share with you either a pre-recorded audio video, or I will get on again a call with you to share a simple process which will be designed for you, which you can follow for 63 days for clearing your home, office, or that particular workplace. And if any other process which is needed to ensure that results are consistent, then I will share with you. Like I shared that if there's a graveyard or crematorium just outside your house,
Yeah.
or few feet away from your house, then few things you have to do once in a month, year, or 6 months,
Okay.
depending on the negative energy of that place, which will ensure that you are protected, you are safe, and you are not getting affected.
Okay.
Now, this includes the land in which you are staying, the clearing of that land and as well as the space above you. So let me give an example. Suppose this is your house, this is your bungalow, flat, or building. What if someone builds an L-shaped building like this? Would
Okay.
you be happy if someone blocks your skies? like above your building there is something,
Hmm.
would you be happy? Or maybe suppose you have a three-story building and above that there's a flyover is going. Government is constructing a flyover. Would you be happy?
No, of
No.
course not.
Of course, no one would be happy because so that's what shows that we have energetic ownership of not only the house where we stay and not only the land on which the house is built, but also the space above that land. So we
Hmm.
want that space also to be clear. And when you have energetic ownership of that space, then that space also needs to be clear. Let me tell you, I have learned so many modalities, almost you would name it, and I have learned it. So, but this concept, like clearing the space above your land, somehow I wasn't able to, encounter in any of that. So this is something which is very unique and first time that at least I am seeing. And this would include either space clearing for a home or an office. Yes, Rucha, can we go to the next
Yeah.
slide? If
I have
there's,
one question, Sushant, from
yes,
Shana.
yes,
She's saying that where she mentioned that there's a crematorium near her house.
correct.
So she says there was a pond and it was filled in, and houses were built over it. So she's asking, will the water energy in the land need to be cleared as well?
Yes, very much.
Okay.
So when we say clearing the land, then whatever is above that land, that can be cleared.
Okay.
Sometimes, I'll give you a very unique example.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, in my last house, what happened? When I did a lot of clearings of that house, but somehow it was just not staying for long. This
Mm.
some 4-year-old thing, okay, and I did a lot of clearing. It was not staying, and then one fine day, I just started to find the reason, and just with the intention of finding the reason, I tapped into the space, and then I see, okay, house, floor, building, all the floors, above, land. No, I couldn't find the answer. But then when I started doing other things, like then I went into more deeper.
Mm-hmm.
So then I found that in my building, below there's a shop of a butcher. From that shop, like he was selling a non-veg, and what he was doing is he was bringing in the live animals and then cutting and selling them.
Oh.
So that thing was sending a lot of extreme heavy negative energies out there.
Mm.
So it includes whether there's a water, there was any shop, whether there's any kind of disturbance in your space where you are staying, whatever is coming in between, that will be covered here.
That's
And yes, it has to be addressed. You are right. The water energy should also needs to be cleared and addressed.
That's incredible that you mentioned that, Sushant, because in big city living, that means we're actually wherever we live, or wherever we are working, we are vulnerable to so many negative energies actually, and it would be
Yes.
very important. And the shifts we would see after doing space clearing would be so visible.
Yeah. You will see the result. You will feel the result. And you
That's
will see later on whatever you are trying, whether you are trying to find an ideal life partner or whether you are working on any health issue, any issue related to uh, health, wealth, spirituality,
Mm.
relationship, you will see significant growth in that area of your life. Significant positive growth.
That's awesome. Um, Before I just move, Sushant, Aditi is asking if one wishes to change current home or space and move into a new home with suitable energy, will space clearing help with that?
Yes, very much.
Okay, okay. And Cake is asking, could the energies of the house impact only one person, or will it impact all the people living in that house
It will impact all the people living in the house,
in different
but it
ways,
will
perhaps?
in different ways. Correct. For example, if there's a kid of 8 to 9 years, he doesn't like, I don't know, nowadays 8 9 year chaps also have girlfriends, but suppose if he doesn't have a girlfriend or a wife, then the energy might work in other ways, like mental issues. He's not utilizing his time effectively, unable to concentrate on studies, going
Hmm.
through one or the other health issues. For a married couple, it would be in different ways. For someone who is old, it would be in a different way. For an animal, like if you have a pet, you have a dog, you have a cat, you have
Hmm.
a cute little puppies, those lovely, lovely puppies, it would impact them in different way.
Okay. All right. I hope that answered your question. Okay, now we can move.
So this would take around 9 to 12 hour. Again, hours is just a number. Sometimes it can go to 15 hours also. And this includes three powerful sessions of all these three modalities combined. Each session would be for around minimum 3 hours, minimum 3 to 3.5 hours, where what all could be covered is listed here. Thank you, Ruchira. It's very beautiful slide, I must say. So entity clearing, curse house removal, energetic ownership, animal ownership, entities ownership, correct? So when suppose you do not have an entity staying in your space, but there is an ownership of that entity on your space, just similar to somebody is not staying in your space, but they say that this is my house in which you are staying, or they are or they are jealous of it. So similar kind of entity ownership can be there.
Hmm.
There can be disease energy also in your space. In many modality we have this finding out the disease energy. In pranic healing also they do it. In Reiki you can find it. And then clearing the land, which of course we took it in a reasonable well detail, and then increasing the divine energy of the land on which the space is built. So once this is done, then this is like a master stroke. Once you land and the energy above is clear, these two energies are clear, then
Hmm.
your space is in between. Then whatever it is getting from below and from above,
Hmm.
that will be in very sync. And
Ah,
so the recurrence of negativity will be substantially reduced, I would say.
wow.
Yeah.
That's really
So,
powerful.
and then clearing the skies, then correcting vastu imbalances, self-explanatory, at least for all the Indian audience. Energetic grading, like grading or shielding your space. I can also use the word shielding your space, because now why it is required, or why I'm providing you that when this is not included in many modalities, is because when during space clearing, many times we do cord cutting also of the
Hmm.
person staying there, of the odd person who used to stay in the space. And once the cord cutting is done, right, immediately or within 2 3 weeks, that energy or person tries to reconnect with the space.
Okay.
So we, in order to save it from that thing happening, energetic grading is necessary.
Ah, okay.
And then there could be intuitive symbols installation for consistent results. So symbols, if I would say, lot of modalities. There are codes in star magic. There are symbols in Lama Fera, Hunkara, Shalvik Mantra Rahasya. It has 350 symbols. So collectively, if I would say, the library of the symbols is more than 800, is what I know.
Wow.
So
And so you
intuitively,
pick from this library what
yes,
is going to be most effective for the
yes,
person.
correct.
That's
So
awesome.
that way, and balancing the five elements of creation, clearing the energy clutter, so the old energy basically,
Hmm.
and ancestral clearing of the space. So for example, somebody used to own that space 300 years back, then someone else came, he owned the space 200 years back, someone else came 100 years back, and right now 20 years back you came and you are owning the space,
Hmm.
but none of them have given up their rights on the space.
Okay.
Maybe they passed away, maybe they have to sell off on paper, but in heart, no. They couldn't give that ownership on the space because they might have had a lot of attachment. So that clearing, spatial clearing for removing the deep-rooted energies of war, murder, rape, death, burglary, theft, bankruptcy, legal cases,
Hmm.
or even land not getting sold or not getting let out on rent. That is also a very strong energy.
Okay.
So all this is covered here, which will be a special, which will be given a
That's
special
massive.
attention.
That's really
Yeah.
massive, Sushant, and I'm sure. So I wanted to tell everyone that Sushant has an extraordinarily sweet, sweet price today. What you see here as the usual price is, of course, because it is such a massive lot of work that you're doing. So hold on to see the sweet, sweet price that he has. Go on, Sushant.
Yes. So generally, for these sessions, if I combine all the three modalities, if I take up a star magic, a Psych-K, and highest frequency healing, then an ideal price for such session is around 36,000 or more than that. And for a corporate premises, office, factory, warehouse, or a land which is owned by a real estate owner for developing the buildings, it starts from 46,000 onwards. But just for today and just here on Mystic Lotus and just for the listeners of this telesummit, the price is, Ruchira, can you go to the next slide? It is 37,999 for your house. This includes
Incredible. So
more
you're
than
getting,
12
you're
hours of
basically offering
working.
three sessions for the price.
Yeah, 3 sessions for the
Go
price
on, go
of,
on.
yeah, correct. So this is for the space clearing of a home where you can see what all is included. I just went through the entire list also. It includes your relationship healing of the space with the owner, inner child healing of the family residing at the space. So sometimes it can happen that due to some karmic issues, the family members themselves are not getting along well with each other, and they themselves becomes, the reason of creating a lot of negativity on that space. So in such cases, we have to do inner child healing of all the family members combined, so that there is a cord clearing, cord cutting, and energetic clearing between all of them, so that their issues reduce, and as a result, the space will also start vibrating a very healthier, fresh, and loving and joyful energies. Yes, so this is the package for home, and there's a package for the corporates also, which is priced at only
Well,
40 60 63,999 rupees for the same session. Now many of you would ask why it is different. So in this package, area up to 10,000 square feet is covered. So a 10,000 square feet means many times it could be bigger area than the entire floor of the society also,
yeah,
or many times the land on which the entire big building, or maybe a two three wings of a building are built, so much big land. So this much area is covered, plus the number of members on which I would be working individually, that number also increases here.
that's awesome. So that's like for people who have businesses, who have shops, who have
Who can even have a land which they want to sell,
okay.
or if they have a property which they want to let out on rent.
Mhm. Okay. But you mean commercial property, right? Because otherwise, if
Yes,
it's a house, then you people can take the house package instead.
correct.
Okay.
Because scenarios are very different in both the cases. In an office,
Yeah,
there can be an footfall of multiple people throughout the day. In house,
that's
it's limited.
that's right. That's right. So I just want to recap for everyone. Three sessions of space clearing using HFH, Psych-K, Star Magic. This would usually cost, with all these elements that Sushant has taken us through, it would usually cost 1,72,999 rupees or 2,710. We've got an amazing offer right now, 63,999 rupees only, or just 1,003 US dollars. That's 63% off for the next 24 hours. And I'll just take everyone through the package for home as well. You've got, it's just, my God, the home package is just brilliant as well, Sushant. 37,999 rupees. That's just 596 US
USD
dollars
instead of 1,08,000.
instead of 1 lakh.
Yeah,
Yeah, 1 lakh 8,999 or 1,708 US dollars. So that's another 65% off for space clearing for the home as well. And uh, Sushant, is there any restriction in terms of the amount of space, the size of the home?
no, not necessarily.
Okay, all right, that's amazing. So that's 12 hours, 9 to 12 hours of work. All the work is going to be done by Sushant. Of course, you're
But
not.
when you say home, yeah, one thing I would like to clarify. When you say home, suppose if someone reached out to me, then it would include the place in which you and your blood relatives are staying. Suppose if there's a joint family staying with five brothers, their wives, and their kids, and one person has bought, then I would cover in the area where you are staying.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So actually, Aditi is asking, Sushant, only the current home will be covered and the new home one wishes to move into? Which homes will be covered, or will both homes be
So, no, it is advisable to cover one home only.
covered? Okay.
And if you know that you are moving to a new home, then whenever you plan to move on that time you can avail the package, or if you know that you are moving it within 1 or 2 months, then yes, you can start getting the healing done on it right away before you move there.
Before they move.
Yeah.
Okay. And of course, Sushant, we often ask, we often tell our audience that because these packages are so rare when they come out like at this price, they can buy it now and use it a couple of months down the line,
Yes,
right? So even
correct.
if they're moving in, maybe they're moving 6 months later or so, they can they still buy the package right now?
Yes, they can be moving 6 months later, they can be moving 1 year later.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So for everyone, the validity of this is fantastic. Aditi is also asking, actually, the wish purpose of healing itself is to move into a new, vibrant home space. Maybe Aditi, you can talk to Sushant on Telegram later. You can explain what exactly you're looking for, and he'll be able to help you out.
Sure. Yes.
All right. I'm just going to quickly take a look at any other questions. This is amazing, Sushant, because you're doing this, whether it's home or whether it's the workspace, you're looking at it from this multiple layers. So you're taking away all the negativity from the land, um, from the um, from the house itself, from the members, and then from the air as well, in terms of, like you described, that multiple previous people who've had ownership may still be latched on and maybe
Yes.
influencing our lives. That's incredible that you cleanse all of this, and in a city, in a city an urban setting, that's really important, because we don't realize where the negative energies could be coming from.
Yes.
That's awesome. So 37,999 for 3 sessions of space clearing. So Shant does all the space clearing for you, and he'll also suggest a 63-day process that you can follow. Some small, simple remedies that will boost and maintain the effects of the space clearing. Right, Sushant?
Yes. Correct.
That's just
Absolutely right.
$596 or 37,999 rupees. That's for the home. If you have a business space or a workplace, uh, the offer is 63,999 or 1,003 US dollars. So Shant, what happens if I'm a small business owner and I run my business also from my home?
Like,
So, a lot of people these days will run like a home kitchen or
So then, correct. So then you
fashion
can,
products from the
yeah,
home.
correct. So then it's just home space clear.
Okay. Oh, that's
Yeah.
brilliant. My God. That is really awesome for all the small business owners. What a
So
lucky break.
people working from home or operating their business from home.
What a lucky break, everyone. All of you who may have, any of you who may have little small businesses running from your house, you'll see improvement in your business if you do space clearing of your home. That's really great. Thank you so much. Everyone, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Sushant is around to answer more questions if you have any throughout today and tomorrow. So anything on the package or anything about space clearing, he's around. You can ask him there. And we also have EMI facility today. So if you want to take any of the packages and you want it to be put on EMI, just get in touch with Shilpa on 9975992514. The number is there on Zoom chat. The number is also there on the Telegram group. She'll help you to take it through an EMI facility. There are no charges for you to bear. The charges are all on us, Sushant and us. So you don't have to worry about anything. Go ahead and clear your space. All right. Thank you so much, Sushant.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. Thank you very much, Ruchira.
Thanks. There's one last question, Sushant, which
Okay.
has sneaked in.
Yes, please.
Sonali is asking, is this a one-time process?
The process will be done one time, but the results will be long lasting.
Great.
And of course, one has to repeat it. But when I'm combining these three modalities, then if it is with any other modalities, then it could be repetition would be required within maybe uh, 6 months, 1 year, 2 year. But here, the time frame would be much longer. Again, that depends on your space, so it is subjective.
Hmm.
Yeah.
All right. And of course, we have that one question that pops up very often in our calls.
Yes.
Is there a guarantee? Is there a guarantee we will see changes and achieve our purpose?
There is no guarantee by anyone for anything. Uh,
True.
and at least I don't know anyone. I would say that all the modalities that I have listed here, I've spent more than 11 lakhs in learning that. But even people who teach, like you can go for a Star Magic founder, he charges 45,000 for one session. That is individual. For a space, it would be in lakhs. More than 1 to 2 lakh for one session of half an hour to 1 hour. There is no guarantee given. And nobody gives the guarantee, let me tell you. Nobody in this world gives the guarantee. And if anybody is giving you, then I would insist that you get the work done first and then pay the money.
All right. Thanks so much, Aditi. I hope that answers your question. Thank you, everyone.
Even doctors are not giving guarantee. The
That's true. No,
COVID vaccine is found is not giving any guarantee.
I don't think there are any guarantees in life of anything.
Yeah, and it also depends on lot many things. Like if there's a demise in your space, then the energies shift. If there's something significant happen in your house, energies will shift.
Hmm.
You know,
What is guaranteed is, of course, guidance from you, Sushant, that we get
guidance and yes,
guidance from you.
results. You will see shift. You will see betterment in holistic betterment in all areas of your life. That you will see. But then you will see no guarantee for 100%, 200%. I can't give at the moment because I haven't seen your space yet. If you are staying in a building which is above the graveyard, then how can I give you guarantee of results within 3 sessions?
Hmm. All right. Thank you so much, Sushant. Thank you, everyone. And we'll meet again day after tomorrow on another call. Till then, bye bye. Thank you.
Bye bye. Thank you very much, Ruchira.
Thanks, Sushant. Bye bye.
Tadas to all. Bye bye. Thank you.